Welcome back. If you've ever read the Tao Te Ching, the very first verse says, "The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." And that alone carries such a profound truth, because what that truly means is that the names of God and how we can express God have always been secondary to the truth, and don't truly represent what God is. Even the name God itself is only a representation of what is hoping to be expressed. God is inherently unnameable, and what arose first, and what has always been primary, is humanity's love and awe for that mysterious power which lies at the center of all things, including ourselves. Before God was even conceived of as being in some way anthropomorphic, that is, in being in some way like us, primitive humanity looked out in awe at the beauty of creation, and we wondered about the power and the creativity of the Creator itself. We looked above us and we saw this endless sky of stars and planets, which seemed to in some way control the weather, the seasons, and even many of the events here on Earth. And we marveled at ourselves and at the world of plants and animals, and just the seemingly endless realm that we lived within. And this love for and marvel at our Creator is and has been the one only true worship and religion, although now it's expressed in many different forms. And you can see that worship in its purest form in some of the early writings like the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Psalms, and even Egyptian hymns. Because the mystics of the world and even ordinary people were amazed by this creative power which breathed life into us and into the cosmos. And once humanity learned to use words and to write, they began to sing songs of praise to that Creator. It was only later that we began to make images or idols for that Creator and to give form to something which is in itself formless. So to some it became a sun god, which at the time was the largest, most powerful thing and brilliant thing that we could think of. And to others it became a different power or aspect of nature. But there was always a recognition that the power or force of creation, which is in us just as much as it is in everything else, was the one true Creator. But how do you speak about something which is both here and there, inside of you and outside of you, in time and in eternity? Something that takes on every form and is in itself incomprehensible and unnameable. The answer, of course, is that you can't. So you give it a name and you put it in a box. You label it and you make it something more relatable and understandable. And this is unfortunately what many religions do. And the original intended meaning, the thing that they're all pointing at, gets lost in the shuffle. We think of God in a way that tends to be relatable or more familiar to us. You know, Montesquieu famously said, "The gods of triangles would have 3 sides." But like Houston Smith wrote long ago, it is not enough to say that God's attributes exceed ours inexhaustibly. The attributes themselves must be transcended, for in the last analysis they derive all but infinity from limitation, which finally is what religion works to transcend. So I invite you to discover in the truest sense what God really is, and find that power within yourself and in the world. Find within yourself that you are a part of that Creator, and find the sense of awe that our ancestors might have had for the natural world around us. Thank you for watching, and God bless.